ground shake.
Hello students, hope all are safe at home. So in the previous video, we had started off with the measures of mortality, and among the 6, the first 3 we had done. So in this video, we'll be completing the next 3 types. So the fourth one is infant mortality rate, which is defined as the average number of infant deaths per 1000 live births in a year. So infants are the children who are less than 1 year. So what basically this says is, on an average, how many number of children have died who are less than 1 year, and this count is to be taken for per 1000 live births in a year. So if we have a group of 1000 live births happening in a year, on an average, how many infant has died? So it's given with the formula of IMR equal number of deaths among infants in the year divided by the total number of live births in the same year into 1000. So we'll just have a look into one example. Consider an example: in a town, in a year, 62,418 live births occurred, and of these, 3,207 infants died in the same year. So the death number is given as well as the total live births are given. Compute infant mortality rate. So IMR is given with the formula of number of deaths among the infants divided by the total number of live births in the same year into 1000. So the death is 3,207 substituted in the numerator, divided by 62,418 in the denominator, multiply that with 1000. So simplify this part first, that is a division first, and the answer what you get, you're supposed to multiply it with 1000. You get the value as 51.38. So infant mortality rate is nothing but, on an average, how many infants die in a group of 1000 live births happening in a year. In exams, if they ask you for the definition, then you're supposed to write this part completely from here till here. The next type is NMR, neonatal mortality rate, which is defined as the average number of neonatal deaths per 1000 live births in a year. So if you have a group of 1000 live births happening, on an average, how many neonatal deaths have happened? Now, what is neonatal babies? Neonatal babies are those babies who are aged less than 28 days. So it's given with the formula total number of deaths of neonatal babies in a year divided by the total number of live births occurring in the same year into 1000. Have a look into an example. In a particular city, 3000 live births occurred in a particular year. So this is the births that are happening. The number of neonatal death was 90. So the death of the babies who are less than 28 days is 90. Now calculate the NMR. So NMR is given with the formula of total number of deaths of neonatal babies divided by the total number of live births occurring into 1000. Substitute the value, 90 divided by 3000 into 1000, you get the value as 30. The sixth type, maternal mortality rate, MMR. So it is defined as the average number of deaths among mothers due to causes relating to childbirth per 1000 births in a year. Now we consider with 1000 births, in a group of 1000 births, how many mothers on an average have died due to various causes relating to the childbirth. So MMR is given with the formula of total number of deaths of mother due to childbirths in a year divided by the total number of births in a year into 1000. So we have the count of how many mothers have died divided by the number of births that has happened in a year into 1000. Look into an example. In a community in a specific year, 4000 births have occurred. In the case of 40 of above, the mothers died due to child birth. So 40 mothers have died and the total births that has happened is 4000. So MMR is given with the formula of total number of deaths of mother due to childbirths in a year divided by the total number of births in a year into 1000. So how many mothers have died? It is 40 divided by what is the total birth that has happened, 4000 into 1000. So you get 10. So 10 mothers have died due to childbirth. So this completes your 6 measures of mortality. The first was CDR, next is ASDR, the next was STDR, the next was infant mortality rate, the next was neonatal, and the last one is MMR. Hope I'm clear with this. You have any doubts regarding these 6 measures, you can contact me back. The next concept of the same chapter, the last concept is life table. Life table basically describes the mortality and the survival pattern of a population. It is basically the record that begins at the time of birth of each member and it continues until all have died. Life tables are generally constructed for various sections of population. It can be with different patterns of mortality. For an example, it can be constructed based on different races or based upon the sex or even based upon the occupational groups. So basically, the life table is a tabular presentation of numerical data describing the mortality experience of a cohort. Now, what is cohort? Cohort is a group of individuals who are born at the same time and who experience the same mortality condition. Now I may have cohort of female alone, I may have cohort of male alone, or I may have cohort of teachers alone, or I may have cohort of businessmen alone. So they are all the group of individuals who might have born at the same time. That means to say that we will be collecting this group of individuals with the same age group, and as we keep the record of them and by the time they are dead they may have experienced the same conditions of mortality. Okay, for an example, we consider the group of businessmen, and once the death has occurred, going on with their death history, we get to know that most of the people might have died due to heart attack. That would be a common reason for their death. So this also shows you the pattern of survival and the pattern of mortality that is happening among the group of individuals. Okay, now we have a term called as radix. It is the size of the cohort. Generally it is 1 lakh, and longevity is the expected number of years that a newborn baby would live. It can be up to 50 years, 70 years or 80 years. It depends. Now why exactly we make use of these life tables? These life tables are basically used in the life insurance company to determine the rates of premium for policies of persons of different ages. As we all know, when we are making insurances, if the person is above 50 years, then the rate of premium will be high compared to the youngsters, and it is used for estimating the future population, and it is also used by the government and the private organization in planning the healthcare, retirement age, etc. Now, these are the components of the life table. There are 8 components in the life table, so I'll be explaining one after the other. Now the first component is X. Now what is X? X can take the value 0, 1, 2, 3 and goes on. It is the age of a person. What is the age of a person? That is being given here. So in the example, I'll be taking the age of the person as 50. This number, whatever I'm giving you, is just only for your explanation. Now we have the next component, that is LX. This is small letter L and X. The number of persons living at age X. Okay. So how many number of people are living at the age X? X here is 50. So how many people are living at the age 50? Now I'll take the example here as 100. So 100 is the total number of people who are living at the age of 50. It is giving you the number of people here. Next, we have the third component, that is dx. The number of persons among Lx persons reaching age x who die before reaching the age x plus 1. Now in my example I have taken 50 as the age. Now what they are saying is how many people have died after reaching the age 50 but before reaching the age 51, because x value is 50, 50 plus 1 is 51. So this is giving me the number of deaths that have happened after reaching the age 50 but before reaching the age 51. Now let me take this as 30. Okay, this is given with the formula of dx is equal to lx minus lx plus x. That is, in lx I have the value 100. That is, 100 is the total number of people who are at the age of 50, minus how many people have reached the age 51. So I take it as 70 people. 70 people have reached the age 51 successfully. In between, how many are dead? They are 30. Did you all understand? Okay, I am repeating again. X is saying me the age of a person. Lx is the total number of people who are at the age of 50. Okay, and dx is the people who have died after reaching the age 50 but before reaching the age 51. So dx is equal to lx minus lx plus 1. So lx is 100. Total number of people have reached the age 50 and who have reached the age 51 is 70. So in between, how many are dead? 100 minus 70, it is 30. Okay. Now this qx is giving the probability of the deaths that have happened at the age of x and before reaching the age x plus 1 year. That is, it is a probability of the deaths that have happened for the people who have reached the age 50 but before reaching the age 51. So this is given with the formula qx is equal to dx divided by lx. So dx is the deaths that have happened and lx is the total number of people who are there at the age of 50. So according to our example, dx is 30. So 30 divided by 100. So 30 divided by 100 is 0.3. Okay. Now this is the probability of death and px is the survival ratio. Okay. So it's given with the formula of 1 minus qx. This is the formula 1 minus 2s. If this is the death ratio, this will be the survival ratio. So 1 minus the death ratio will give you the survival ratio, which can also be written as 1 minus dx by ix. Qx is replaced with dx by ix, which is also given as lx plus 1 divided by lx. So this is the survival ratio. So according to our example, it will be 1 minus 0.3. So you get 0.7. This is the survival rate. I'll repeat these 5 components again. The first is x value, that is age of the person. Lx is the number of people who are at the age of 50 as per our example, and dx is the total number of people who have died after reaching the age 50 but before reaching the age 51. So I have taken this value as 30. So successfully how many people have survived or moved to the age 51? They are 70. So it's given with the formula dx is equal to lx minus lx plus 1. So lx is 100 minus how many people have successfully reached the age 51? They are 70. So in between, how many have died? 100 minus 70, it is 30. Next, qx is the probability of the death. How do you calculate? Dx divided by lx. And px is the probability of the survivals. Then it is given with the formula 1 minus the qx. Next is capital Lx. They are the number of years lived in the aggregate by the cohort. L0 persons between age x and x plus 1. So on an aggregate, how many number of years is been lived by the persons between the age 50 and 51 is given in this formula. So Lx is equal to Lx plus Lx plus 1 divided by 2, which can also be written as Lx minus dx by 2. So this is just giving you the aggregate of the number of years that are lived by the persons in a cohort between the age 50 and 51 according to our example. Now Tx is the total number of years lived by the cohort after attaining the age x. That means to say total number of years that is lived by the cohort after attaining the age 50. So even after attaining the age, for future, how many long years have those people in the cohort has lived for. So it's given with the formula Tx is equal to Lx plus capital letter Lx plus 1 plus Lx plus 2 plus it goes on. And Ex is the expectation of life. It is the average number of years a person of age X can be expected to live under the prevailing mortality condition. So this one gives you an average number of years a person would live at the age of 50 under the prevailing mortality condition. He has already attained the age 50, but for how long years can he live under the prevailing mortality condition is Ex. So it is the average number of years a person of age 50 can be expected to live under the prevailing mortality condition. So it's given with the formula Tx by Lx. Hope I'm clear with this. You have any doubts with respect to this, please do call me. This topic is little confusing, but if you understand whatever I am saying you carefully, you will be able to fetch the concept easily. Now we'll see a few problems on this. In a life table, if L1 is 95,400 and L2 is 93,492, then find D1. So L1 is 95,400, L2 is 93,492. People at the age 1 you have this strength, and people who have already reached age 2 you have this one, and they are asking what is the total number of people who are dead between the age 1 and 2. So it's given with the formula dx is equal to Lx minus Lx plus 1. So 95,400 minus 93,492, which is equal to 1,908. So next problem, in a life table, if L1 is 95,400 and D1 is 1,908, then find the mortality ratio and the survival ratio of the first year. So we know that Qx, that is the mortality ratio, the death ratio, is given with the death divided by the total number of people who have survived at the age of 50. So D1 is 1,908 divided by L1 is 95,400. So divide this, you get the value 0.02. And the survival ratio is always given with the formula of Px is equal to 1 minus Qx. Now since they have asked only for the first year, it will be P1 is equal to 1 minus Q1, which is equal to 1 minus 0.02, which is equal to 0.98. When they ask you for the ratio or for the probability, your values will always be less than 1. Okay. So in a life table, if L1 is 95,400 and D1 is 1,908, then find L1, capital letter L. So capital letter Lx is equal to Lx minus dx by 2. So Lx according to this is L1 and D1. So capital letter L1 is equal to small letter L1 minus D1 by 2. So L1 is 95,400 minus D1 is 1,908 divided by 2. So divide this and then subtract with 95,400. You get 94,446. In a life table, if L0 is 1 lakh and T0 is 65 lakh years, then find longevity. Longevity is, it is the expected number of years a newborn baby is expected to live for. So it is given with expectation of life Ex is equal to Tx divided by Lx, which is equal to T0 divided by L0, that is 65 lakh divided by 1 lakh, which is equal to 65,000. So this completes your first chapter. You have any doubts, please do message me or give me a call with respect to this life table. And before you message me or before you give me a call, see through that you keep your book in front of you and then ask me the doubts, so that I would explain all the components of the life table again and clear your doubts. Okay. So this is your fifth assignment. The first three questions is with respect to the measure of mortalities. The first one is neonatal, second is with respect to IMR, and the third is MMR. You can notice the last question, it's quite big. That is from page number 36 to 38. What all questions you have, you are supposed to complete. That is from the question number 1 to 48. So this covers questions of 1 mark, 2 mark and 5 mark. Okay. This part, that is the fourth question, you can submit me by next week. But today I want you all to go through the concept, complete the notes and solve these three problems and upload to Classroom app. Okay, hope I'm clear with this. For this question I'll be giving you 1 week time. Okay, so you can go through all this. If you have any doubts, you can message me or give me a call. Hope I'm clear with the concept. Thank you.